In this video, I'm rolling with Jonathan and Nick again. Jonathan is a purple belt at the school. He has 7 or 8 other rounds with me on this channel. The links will be in the description. And Nick has one other round. He's a white belt. He's been training probably close to a year at this point. And that's actually him in the background, him and Vincenzo. But he likes to go by Vince, but for some reason I call him Vincenzo. So there was some pre-rolling, joking around. And now I'm right to my knee cut. I could be wrong, but I think this was the first round. I'm trying to catch up on the footage. There, if I could have got my elbow to the mat, I would have leaned my ribs on his thigh and tried to like smash past by. See, I know he's got his butterfly hook in, so I'm staying heavy on that side. We know each other's game very well. We roll together all the time, partner up all the time. He's my jiu-jitsu wife at this gym. So here he's trying to break my posture using shoulder and head grips. He's keeping his knee shield there. He's definitely a knee shield player, whether he realizes it or not. I notice some people aren't aware of their game at the gym because they never watch it. They never see themselves on video, or they see themselves here and there. But if you watch yourself rolling every roll you ever did, when you get home from class and you sit there and watch it, you'll be surprised at what you see and what you remember. Us old folks, the memory's not the same. So sometimes I go home, I watch this roll, like I can't even believe it happened, or that it happened that way. So here he's trying to pressure pass, free his leg. He's pushing down on my leg. But I have my right hook in, my right leg. And I also have his arm pulled across his body here. So there's no control for him until he gets that arm back. And I have a 2-on-1, and I have it stretched out across his center line. And what I want him to do is relieve a little pressure so I could hook sweep him. Or a butterfly sweep. Or whatever Japanese term you want to use. So I still have his hand, and you could see his left hand is all the way away from his body. And I have a half guard. So it's a tricky position for him, and it's easy to hold for me. Now I'm hoping I can lean him over and butterfly sweep him in the direction where I had his arm trapped. Here he let me roll him over.
No, I wasn't sure if you wanted to go back to the frames.
I said, "What are you tired?" But I couldn't hear exactly what he said as a response there. Maybe I just got lucky. I don't know. So here I have the seat belt. I was trying to pull him on. He spun out of it. I was able to flip him around by grabbing his ankle and pushing it over. Jonathan's an athletic guy. He's probably about 15 years younger than me. Very strong, good movement, good jiu-jitsu. So here I was containing him with knee on belly. He slid. I was able to get mount from there. I love going to mount from knee on belly lately. I'm not crushing him with this knee on belly. It's containing. It's saying, you can't go this way. There I tried to backstep, but I got caught in his legs, and I pulled out because his leg locks are better than mine. So there I went left, right. If you watch it again, you got to really sell that you're going in one direction. Then when all his defenses go that way, you go to the other side. So here I was able to jump on the arm bar. He's really hard to submit for me because he's bigger, he's stronger. Really the best submissions would be chokes. But I still find myself going to arm bars and Americanas and Kimuras more out of habit. It's not to say that I can't catch any of these moves on him, but they have to be by surprise. Marcelo calls Americanas and Kimuras strongman moves, but when you catch somebody off guard, you don't have to be strong to finish them. So here he's trying to advance his position to mount. He probably has a guillotine there or a guillotine setup. I still have his foot hooked. I'm looking to try to get a better half guard. He slid away. He's trying to pass. And he's looking to set up the Darce probably here. Yep. Which gave me an exit to skip out, to spin out, as you could see at the end. So now I'm going straight into a round with Nick. I prefer to do, like today I did 3 15-minute rounds. Those videos are to come, by the way. One's with Jonathan and one's with Frank, the black belt. So I'm used to that. So even now it's supposed to be a rest period, and I made Nick start with me immediately.
Subject to corruption.
That's why he kind of rolled his eyes, because he knew he wasn't going to have a rest period there. I just feel like you should be able to go to jiu-jitsu class, roll for 30 minutes straight, and just get it in. With these rest rounds or short rounds, there's a lot of ends up, the rest time really builds up, and I don't think you should need it. So we have one other video with him, and very strong, very athletic guy, law enforcement, family man. Contributing member of society with the wife and 3 beautiful children. So I'm just stopping him from making grips. Sometimes I play this game where I just think of it more as like a Wing Chun match. So if you can't grab me, you can't jiu-jitsu me, right? The jiu-jitsu starts once the grips are there. So there he got desperate, and I was able to get a really clean butterfly sweep. Again, anybody that watches the channel knows I love that. I've watched that sweep 10 times already. Just using the other person's momentum, just being so smooth about it. Someone who's younger and stronger. It's like magic. It's like a magic trick. Using everything you've learned over the years in one moment. So here I'm just trying to keep my hips away from his hips, so that way when he hip bumps, it doesn't send me flying. Also, I want to walk my knees up to isolate his arms. I want to get his elbow away from his body. First, you want his elbow away from his knees, right? As you can see, the knee and the elbow are nowhere near. They're not helping each other. So here I'm just arm fighting. I'm just controlling. Because from here, if you did this with any normal person, you'd wear them out in 20 seconds. Without hurting them. Without even hitting them once or making them feel discomfort. So here I'm probably just looking to hold him down. I want to see how he gets out. I'm not pressuring him. I'm not really using a ton of downward force. I'm letting him work. And when he makes a big enough movement, after I cook him a little, of course, then I'll look to transition to something more meaningful. So what he needs to do, I'll show a little bit later. I give him a little quick lesson in how to get out of mount because I'm noticing he doesn't have really any way, right? So we have to give him some options. Again, you could be taught mount escapes and drill them and do them in class, but once you're under duress, that all goes out the window. That's why you really have to understand the technique deeply to make it work in a combat situation. Or to make it work consistently. So there I was pretty much letting him get out. Again, just containing with the knee. You could see there's no weight on it. It's floating in the air. It's more of my ankle being next to his hip that's important. Here I'm just not letting him bring his legs back in by keeping my waist away. And there I went to mount, which is always there in that position. It's just a pathway that I'm familiar with. I love mount now. Coming up through the years, for many years, I didn't like it because I didn't understand the maintenance of it. But once you get there, it's such a great position. And many times I get the back off it anyway. So here I'm showing him how to escape the mount. Hip bump, make a frame, hip bump, bring your knee in. Ideally, I wanted him to bring his bottom knee in, but it doesn't matter. As long as he understands the initial concept. So there I just stepped by with no hands and went from knee on belly to mount, which I mentioned before.
Yep. Just get better at the time.
And then we went through that same sequence of moves, even though it wasn't planned. I was planning it, but he wasn't. And I guarantee you eventually, when a lesser skilled opponent, when a white belt or somebody mounts him or gets to that position, he'll be able to escape. Because when you know you can escape, you won't go so crazy when someone passes your guard. When you know you can defend, you're not going to go into panic mode. I notice some very high-level players, if you pass their guard, they lose their minds. Because they're not comfortable with their defense there, and many times it's undeveloped. So their thickest crust is that thick outer shell. But if you get past it, they're jelly inside. That was a good counter to his escape, taking the back. He's trying to turn his hips, get his back to the mat, which is what he should be doing. I'm just trying to get the choke very slowly, very incrementally.
Nice.
A lot of good stuff to come, guys. So if you enjoy my content and you gain value, please feel free to buy me a coffee or check out the merch store. Links are in the description. Thank you for watching. Please like, share, and if you haven't already, subscribe.